If given the opportunity to serve you in Congress, I intend to fight this agenda tooth and nail. I also intend to push for the restoration of more progressive tax policies that protect working class Americans and cut back on the trillions of dollars in debt the Republicans have created. The President and the Republican-controlled Congress have also passed laws that have crippled the Affordable Care Act and stripped coverage from millions of Americans. As your representative, I also intend to push for Medicare for all, ensuring coverage for all Americans, and curtailing the enormous cost of health care in our nation. I will fight to reverse the damage being done to public education and the environment by the administrators and policies of the current administration. By ignoring the reality of climate change and the scientific consensus of more than 97%, our current government is basically doing nothing to address one of the greatest existential threats of our time. And by ignoring the importance of science in society, this administration is actively promoting ignorance and undermining one of the most important educational foundations in our schools and colleges. So, it's like a thesis I was writing, but the people of Hawaii face many state and national issues pertaining to homelessness, immigration, public education, global warming, infrastructure, the economy, income disparity, and a very real threat to safety net programs like Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. One of the biggest policies pursued by the Trump administration has been the crackdown on illegal immigration, and it is imperative that any of us running for this role in Congress must have the field experience and be more knowledgeable about the vast provisions of the Immigration and Nationality Act that relates to various classifications of both non-immigrants and immigrants from foreign countries. I believe my many years of federal government service as an undercover senior special agent for the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Legacy Immigration Naturalization Service, asylum officer, immigration inspector, naturalization examiner. I was also an American Federation Government Employees Union steward, Federal Law Enforcement Training Center instructor at the Glencoe, Georgia, and I've worked closely with the U.S. attorneys and judges, both state and federal courts, in addressing both administrative and criminal prosecution cases. Frequently travel throughout the country and its continent of the United States on numerous operations critical to national security, and have been designated intelligence coordinator for the Honolulu Police Department, Sheriff's Department, Legal Commission, state prosecutors, and many other state and federal agencies. I have been active in public service obligations as board member of the Hawaii Medical State Board, region chair for the Yonkan Committee of the Democratic Party, League of Women Voters of Hawaii, Surf Rider Foundation, Planned Parenthood, Filipino Aeronautical Association of Hawaii, Civil Air Patrol, Neighborhood Board, and advocate for the LGBT, and have sponsored created events and participated in many functions for good cause, all of which have culminated into one solid background, which gives me the utmost skills and experience to serve our state well in Congress. I graduated from Chaminade University of Honolulu in 1983 with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I was commissioned cadet at the University of Hawaii Air Force ROTC. Graduated in 1987 from San Jose State University with my Bachelor of Science Administration and Justice. And I've completed the University of San Diego Law School program. In college, I was active vice president and senior senator for the Student Government Association. I've been president for many clubs such as journalism, student ambassador, jazz, and many other community groups, publisher and editor for community news media, volunteer social work at Family Court, did many media commercials on the Oleo Community Channel, and I've been an entertainer for many city and state holidays and fundraisers. I was a young Democrat since the early 80s, campaigning for many and have been an active advocate for the LGBT and civil rights group. I'm disabled, bilingual, and am Samoan by German, Filipino, and Polynesian. My parents both retired as public servants as fiscal control officer and director of public works. We used to own business such as construction. Bear with me. Almost done. Restaurants and fishing, and many Asian friends and contractors from mainland used to live within us, our homes. So my upbringing is varied from many people I grew up with. So given my professional and personal background experience, I understand Trump's stand on immigration. Much of what is pursuing as policy relates to my professional experience as a former immigration official. I feel that I have the ability and experience to fairly negotiate any of the current administration's concerns with Congress, both foreign and domestic. I will work to reinstate DACA and restore protection for those who were brought to our country as children and no other country as home but the United States. I will work to provide funding for affordable housing and mental health services and programs to try and alleviate the homeless problem we face here in Hawaii. I will support gun control to protect our children and hopefully minimize the tens of thousands of gun-related deaths that occur every year. I will fight to reinstate net neutrality, tougher regulation on Wall Street, and a protection for our ocean resources, now threatened by deregulation and offshore drilling. I will also vigorously fight to overturn the Citizens United decision that ushered in a new age of plutocracy. My campaign will be very simple as usual. I am not asking for any campaign contribution, and I'm running a zero budget campaign. So as a Democrat, I am competitive with other candidates, and whoever wins the primary, I will fully support. I humbly ask for your support. Thank you very much.